Okay, Ray, this is the last contest here at the Perth Shootout this year. On the mound, the Z-Man.
Should be a good one here. Got some of the best players in the world squaring off in this one. Darren, Zack on the mound for the national team.
Yeah, we're going to have Gator against Gator in a lot of situations here.
Yes, several of the Gators are on the national team, so they had to bring in some replacements, and they've done a good job of that.
First pitch, an off-speed pitch to Terry Chalice.
Starts him off with the off-speed.
And the weather this afternoon, Ray, has certainly picked up. I don't know if we'd say it's great weather. It's warm. It's nice.
It's fastball weather.
On the corner.
Really hot, and he brings that one curveball in the back door there.
George Finley calling the balls and strikes.
So far, it's been strikes. The hot one, Zack may not waste a lot of time out there today.
Chalice, the batter. Terry Chalice.
And
leading off for the Gators, goes down to the K.
Off speeds him again here. It's a hot out there. Zack wants to get this one over. Might see a lot of Ks today.
Well, Ray talking with Jack Fireman is really impressed by young Jody Eidt and shortstop Greg Weber, toiling for the Napanee Juniors, but they've looked good, put on a show all weekend in the mid-infield.
Yes, they'll get their work here again today. They upset the national team Friday night, so they're looking forward to a big game again today.
And we'll notice Darren Zack delivery a little different, Ray. He's having to toe the rubber.
Yes,
takes a little bit of the scare factor away from Darren Zack.
They're practicing for the Worlds, where they have to keep both feet on the rubber to start the motion.
Brings that one. Craig Crawford handling duty behind the plate. Zack looks in for the signal. The Z-Man delivers. Swing and a miss.
And he's showing that it doesn't seem to bother him putting 2 feet in contact with the rubber.
No,
he can still bring the heat when he has to.
Jody Eidt, the batter. He'll be followed by Ron White. He's the third baseman for the Gators in this one and most of the tournament. Zack with the delivery. Here's the pitch. Off speed.
And he gives him
who does it better?
Off speed pitch again.
Zack, a big man, you'd figure he'd fire it by everybody, but no, his off-speed stuff does a lot of the damage.
That's what makes him so effective. He can throw that off-speed at any time in the count and get it where he wants it. You just never know what he's going to throw.
So Ron White now steps to the plate. Toiling at third. Don't know. Darren showing some discomfort, or was it?
I think so. I'm not just sure what.
That's scary.
What happened there, but
yeah, we see Terry Bader out in a hurry. Had some problem with the groin, and hopefully that's not doing it. That's a tough one to get over.
Yes, I think he's all right out there.
Well, they're all coming back smiling, so he must be all right. We have to play this game after 12 midnight now, or what? Ron White steps to the plate. Zack looks into Crawford.
I better hope that didn't make him mad.
For sure. Off speed, swing and a miss. Can make you feel pretty foolish up there. Brad Baker sitting beside us. He must feel funny with this one. And usually watch Zack throwing for his team. Oh, brought that one.
And that backdoor curve. Catch in the corner.
Struck out the first two, working on Ron White now. Here's the pitch.
And he off-speeds him here.
Kind of like that one.
He thought he had him.
That looked pretty good from here.
I think he fooled the umpire with that one.
Good look at the batter, Ron White. And Z-Man with a delivery, another off-speed.
Give it to him again. Well, that's what I meant, up.
Darren made sure he had a bit of a joke there with George Finley as he left the diamond. These pitchers got to stay on the right side of these guys in blue. Sometimes it's tough, but
3 Ks.
dirty job, it's got to be done.
Darren is not going to waste time out there in the heat.
Todd King will lead off for the national team. He's playing left field with Chris Jones hitting second. A little bit of a change up in the order. Terry Weeb led off for the last contest we saw with the national.
King is an excellent leadoff hitter. He's very, very fast. He likes to slap it and run. He can do a lot of damage, so he's an ideal leadoff hitter. Mike Crawford on the mound for the Gators in this one.
And we might see Martin. And not just because he's sitting beside me, but Brad Baker had a strong contest his last outing. The wily veteran throwing all that off-speed stuff.
Yes, he upset the national team. Great piece of pitching Friday night.
And we're set to go in the bottom of 2, or bottom of 1. Sorry, I'm trying to get this one over in a hurry. Todd King, the batter. Steps in. Face Mike Crawford. Crawford, I believe, toiled last year with Owen Sound, now with the Gators. Strike called on the corner.
It's him on the outside corner. Curveball breaking away.
Crawford gets a signal. Hendricks behind the plate. That's fouled back.
Into the rise ball that time.
First aid tent. We need a doctor for the doctor in the first aid tent. Todd King battling here. That pitch gets away on
and Crawford lost his footing out there, I think, and that one got away on him. No damage there, nobody on base.
Yeah, not a herder. Crawford gets the signal from Hendricks. That's for the appeal. Metcalf says nope. Probably
a little high there. And King likes to get a running start there. Try to slap it, put it in play, and outrun the throw to first.
Todd King with a good at bat here. In the leadoff. Tries to slap. That's back behind us. Up. There. Really should have brought the helmet. Of course, most likely the best place for it to hit me. Leadoff batter, Todd King, still in there. Left fielder. He's battling. Crawford gets the signal and the pitch. Swing and a miss, gets him to a K.
Got him with a rise ball there.
Pitchers don't like to throw that much, though, in this heat. Crawford threw a lot of pitches at King. Chris Jones comes to the plate, followed by the stick man, Colin Abbott.
Yes, against this lineup, you're likely to see Martin before it's over.
That's low. Crawford on the mound. Hendricks, the catcher. Pitch. Low.
And Jones likes to slap it and run as well.
Pretty good at it, too. We watched the national team work out in Smith Falls, and pretty impressive.
Paints the corner with that one. Great pitch.
Crawford brings it. That one's fouled off down the first base side.
A little off speed there inside. Gets around on it.
Thought Smitty would have had that one. Of course, he's a pitcher, eh? But as we're saying last game, those pitchers have to be pretty adept with the gloves. They're the closest one to the ball.
Got to protect yourself out there.
Foul back by Chris
Good
Jones.
pitch. Inside corner there. Jammed him a little bit.
I got more earmuffs on here than an Eskimo fishing party. Here's the pitch now from Crawford. That's foul back. Good shot there of Chris Jones, the national team shortstop. Here's the pitch. A little high.
Tried to get him to chase the rise there, but Jones is showing some discipline.
Well, these guys have most likely saw a lot of each other.
That's right.
Swing and a miss.
Gets him with a good pitch inside corner. 2 Ks for Crawford.
Crawford moving along with back-to-back Ks.
It's a big test here with big Colin Abbott here. Likes to play a long ball.
Yeah, he can depress you pretty quick.
Got to keep it out of his power alley there. Nothing out over the plate for this guy.
Colin Abbott playing right field this contest. He's been DP in most of the weekend.
Caught him looking at one there. Abbott likes to hit those pitches in that area.
And the pitch. Swing and a miss by Abbott.
Good pitch. Down and away on him.
Keeping it away from him. Abbott will be followed by Jeff Herford, controlling center field for the National Club.
Outside. Trying to get him to chase it.
Colin Abbott still at the plate. Steps out. Plays a little bit of a game with pitcher Craig Crawford. Crawford looks in for the signal. Good shot of Abbott. Hey, Abbott. That's right back up the middle. That's a hard one to field. Abbott on with the first base hit of the game.
Bouncer up the middle. Whenever Abbott hits the ball, he hits it hard, so it usually gets through there in a hurry.
A lot of damage up the middle this weekend. Jeff Herford comes to the plate with 2 out. He'll be followed by Terry Weeb, third baseman for the national team. Here's the pitch. On the corner. Crawford starting off well here, eh?
He's been throwing well here. He's up against a very tough lineup, so we'll see how long he can last in this heat.
You don't make mistakes against this lineup.
No, and that could be one right there that could be costly. Wild pitch sends Abbott down to second base. A single will score him.
And Herford can take it downtown. Of course, I guess everybody almost on this national team, Ray, can do you some damage with the stick.
Yes, they're all great hitters, or they wouldn't be there.
Here's the pitch.
Good pitch, outside corner and low.
Craig Crawford. Or Mike Crawford, sorry. There's a bunch of Crawfords here this weekend.
Craig is catching for the national team.
Yeah, right park, wrong team. Mike Crawford with the delivery. Back at the shortstop. Gobbles that one up for the out.
And he gets him 6-3. Kills that rally.
Weber to Green. So after one complete, no damage. Coming to the plate for the Gators will be Rob Gray. Going around the bags with the umpires, Ray, George Finley handling home plate. Or sorry, George Finley on third base. George Finley on home plate. I'll get that right.
That's right.
Sean Williams handling first base duties, and Teddy Metcalf, all local umpiring.
That's right. George out of Ottawa, Sean out of Ottawa, Ted Metcalf, an old Almont boy, been doing senior ball for years, and these are 3 of the most highly respected umpires in the area here. They've all worked a lot of OASA provincial finals, and Canadians as well.
Ball fan that's done some traveling, Ray. A lot of pins. I don't know if you could call him a pinhead or what. Be a heavy hat. Could have a heavy head. Okay, Rob Gray, he's a slasher. Steps to the plate.
A lot of power here, but and he gets around on Zack. Good defense there from Jones.
To Hoffman. For the out. New second baseman this contest, Kibble. Patrolling there, Ken Kibble, the second baseman of this game.
Luxury of the national team, lots of talent to move in and out of there. They're probably starting first baseman Adam Smith is injured and probably won't be able to play at all the rest of the year with a torn ACL.
Bobby Green comes to the plate. Here's the pitch.
Paints that corner again. That backdoor curve right at the knees.
One out. Bob Green at the plate. Zack on the mound. Rings that one foul back.
Some high heat there. Green fouled it off. Now he's got him where he wants him. 2 strikes and got him guessing now what he's going to throw. And there comes the changeup.
That's his bread and butter pitch. Only has it in about 7 different speeds.
Now batting the shortstop, number 24, Greg Weber.
Greg Weber, Maritimer, comes to the plate. The shortstop this contest. Just off the corner.
Just missed with that one. He's been catching the corner with that pitch up to there.
Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss.
He moves it in a little bit.
Weber went after that one. Shot of Greg Weber, young junior ball player.
And he got the corner with that one. Another backdoor curve.
Zack's bringing her. Looks like he's getting accustomed to that toe on the rubber.
Well, it's hot out there. He's not going to waste time today.
That's for sure. The least pitches possible.
And he gives him the off speed.
We'd appreciate it too, Darren, if you can.
The bottom fell out of that one.
3 up, 3 down would be appreciative.
Well, he's doing his part. He's got 5 Ks so far out of a possible 6.
Terry Weed will come to the plate. And then we see a shot of the camera behind home plate. And some of the fans, one of the fans here. Guys are always got the eye out for that. More of the fans, young fans here at Conlon Farm Park. Craig Crawford on the mound. After 1.5, the score remains zilch. No score. Shootout 96. Terry Weeb, followed by Dave Petkow and Craig Crawford waiting.
Number 10, Terry Weeb.
Weeb set. Crawford with the pitch. A little high.
Starts him off with a rise here. Couldn't get him to chase it, though.
Shot of Terry Weeb as he prepares for the Crawford pitch. That one's fouled off down the first baseline. Could be going after Mark Smith this afternoon. He'll be taking his glove out there next time. Terry Weed, the batter. On the slab, Craig Crawford. Strike call.
Nice pitch, outside corner.
Crawford going well. Chuck Hendricks behind the dish. A little high.
Prize ball. He had an ocean there, but a little too high.
And the pitch. On the corner.
Nice pitch, outside corner. Crawford is throwing as well as I've seen him pitch in the last few years. Of course, they always get up to play against the national team.
Dave Petkow, designated player, comes to the plate. He'll be followed by Craig Crawford. A little low from
no one inside.
Mark Crawford. We'll have a Crawford battle here shortly. Petkow, the batter, steps out. Hendricks with a single, and Crawford with a pitch. Keeps it low. A lot of that this weekend, right? They do want to keep it low, keep that ball in the park.
Against the caliber of hitters that you're facing, you best keep the ball down. They can hit it on the ground. Good defense out there.
Right back up the middle, charging. Good play by the shortstop. Good grab by Weber. There hasn't been many get by that youngster this weekend.
Now batting with 2 outs, the catcher, number 39.
We'll have a Crawford on Crawford here. You know any relationship here, Ray?
I don't think so. Craig Crawford's from the Stouffville area, Markham-Stouffville area. Mike Crawford, I believe, is from up around Bracebridge.
That would be a split family if it was. We don't want that for anybody. Craig Crawford at the plate. He's facing Mark Crawford on the mound for the Gators. Craig takes a walk.
Craig is very fast for a catcher as well. He can slap it and run as well.
Yeah, he can run the bases. There's the pitch. Strike call.
Nice pitch. Drop at the knees.
Good shot of the pitcher, Mark Crawford. And the pitch. Outside.
A little outside. Try to get him to chase it.
In the on-deck circle, Dave Hoffman.
And he got him to chase one there, high and outside. Most of the hitters on the national team are very disciplined, but they've chased a couple of bad pitches today.
Well, that's 4 Ks, Ray, for Mark Crawford, 5 Ks for the Z-Man, so
that's,
pitchers are controlling it.
Excellent pitching by Crawford. He's obviously up for this one.
Zip, zip, nothing there at all. After 2, neither team able to touch the dish. Shot of the crowd out here this afternoon, and the sun out. She's a hot one.
Great fastball weather. Some people would like it just a shade cooler, though.
Guess we can't complain because yesterday was downright miserable.
Shouldn't be any pulled muscles out there with the heat.
That's for sure. Coming to the plate, Ted Kochesa. He'll be leading off. Chuck Hendricks will follow Kochesa. Kochesa the DP for this contest.
Leading off for Toronto in the top of the 3rd inning, the designated player, number 12, Ted Kochesa.
Shot from our home plate umpire. I didn't think our cameraman's mind was on the game, but there, he's still there. Kochesa.
DP in this game.
And the Z-Man gets the signal. That's at the shortstop. Jones. He was a close one.
We look in the game here at for both teams. It's either been strikeouts or ground balls to the shortstop.
Just an example of how these we've been mentioning it. The pitcher's keeping the ball down. That'll keep it in the infield. Chuck Hendricks, the catcher, now comes to the plate. Swing and a miss by Chuck Hendricks. He'll be followed by Roddy Weatherall, the center fielder. And we're back up to the top. Chuck Hendricks, a few years under his belt, right?
Yes, he's a veteran. And fouls it off there. Cameraman having to duck up there.
That's foul back. Hendricks steps in now to face the Z-man. That side. Zack moving along. 1 out here in the top of the third. And the pitch. Hendricks swing and a miss.
Off speed again.
Another K for the Z-man. It's all alphabetical.
Now batting with 2 outs.
Roddy Weatherall does have long ball capability. Looking at him, you wouldn't think, Ray, but he can take it out of the yard too.
Like Chalice, some of these other guys, they may not be big, but they're strong, good condition.
Good mechanics. There's the pitch. These guys are just going to realize how fortunate they are to have the Z-man in their lineup most of the season. Roddy Weatherall. Here's the pitch. Strike call.
Right at the knees.
Darren's looking pretty comfortable out there on the slab. Not the same delivery we're used to seeing, but same job he's doing. Mowing him down. Wanted that one.
Just a little bit lower than the last one.
Back to the top after Weatherall. Terry Chalice. Here's the pitch.
And he gives him the...
Lincoln slap. No, Teddy Metcalf says no, he didn't.
The off speed. Down and away.
Tried to slap and leave that one. Had second thoughts. Here's the pitch. That's down the third baseline. That'll be gobbled up by the third baseman, Terry Weeb. 3 up, 3 down.
Zack only struck out 1 that inning. He's letting his defense do a little work for him.
It's hot, eh? Weatherall getting consoled there. Umpiring crew for this contest. Behind the plate, George Finley, Sean Williams at first base, and Teddy Metcalf on the other corner. These guys have done some ball in the area. Coming to the plate, Dave Hoffman. He'll be followed by Ken Kibble. Sean doesn't leave sports very long, Ray. When he leaves the diamond, he's working for the Senators.
Yes, representative for the Senators.
Scenery's not bad here at Conlon Farm. Shot to the outside stand, outfield stand, sorry. If I sound like I'm losing it, it's because I am.
Too many hours in the sun here.
Didn't have much to lose, so they don't really have to send out a big search party. Stepping to the plate now, Dave Hoffman. He'll be followed by Ken Kibble, the second baseman. Mark Crawford. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Crawford's doing a job, Brent.
Yes, he's kept an off balance here. That's the best pitching I've seen him do in the last 3 years or so.
Crawford gets that signal from Hendricks. Strike called.
They say they tend to get pumped up against the national team. If you can't get up for that, I guess you can't get up for anybody.
Yeah, some of them might want to be saying, hey, maybe I belong there. Dave Hoffman at the plate. First baseman. Wastes that one. Hendricks gives a signal now to Mark Crawford on the mound. Crawford examines the ball. Didn't spit on that thing, did he?
I don't think
Here's
so.
the pitch.
Nice
Strike call.
pitch. Outside corner.
Good job out there.
Excellent location.
Now batting is one out. The second baseman, number 34, Ken Kibble.
Bottom of the third here. Ken Kibble. He's played a bit. Ken Kibble a bit. Eidt explaining them. Right down the middle. Strike called. On deck. Leadoff batter, Todd King. Here's the pitch. Kibble tries to slap that one.
The way Crawford, the way Crawford is pitching out there, you might see the national team going more to the bunt and run and slap it and run type of offense here. They're not having a lot of luck against them so far.
He's been in pretty good control out there. Ooh, that was
Looked
close.
good.
In the area. Kibble steps back in. Crawford set for the delivery. The pitch. Swing and a miss.
Gets him with a rise ball.
And another K registered by Crawford. 6 strikeouts.
Now
Crawford.
batting with 2 out.
He's tied with Zack.
Number 29.
Zack has retired 6 batters to the K. Back up to the top. Todd King went down to the K his first trip. Todd playing left field for
He's a speedster, leadoff hitter.
held back on that one.
Likes to slap it and run. Got Steve Price warming up down the sidelines there for the Nationals.
It's pretty warm out there, Ray. They may split this one up amongst a few pitchers. As we've mentioned several times, it's really a period for the national team pitchers to get used to towing the rubber.
Yes, they want to look at as many as they can, give all of them some work here.
Crawford gets the signal. Here's the pitch.
Outside.
Crawford now set for the delivery. Hard one pulled down the first baseline by Todd King. Chris Jones on deck. Well, Ray, the weather has certainly helped it finish well today.
Yes, everybody should be well done when this is over.
Steak sauce, eh? Oh, that slapper down the third base side. Foul. Truck's getting pretty deep.
King would like to just put it in play here and see if he can run it out.
That one outside to King. Waiting at bat here.
He's always a tough out up there.
Here's the pitch.
There he goes.
And he knocked it down but couldn't get the handle on it.
He thought it was a little higher, I think, than it was, and by the time he came down, King was already at first base.
Yeah, Weber went up, but couldn't bring it down safely. I think we'd have to give him an error on that one.
Give him an E6 there. I think he misjudged it.
Might be the first error of the weekend for him, but they all make them.
It could be costly here with 2 out. Might see a little base stealing.
Yeah, against the national team, I think any error you can end up paying for it. Jones will slap it, do anything to move the runner.
Might see a steal here with 2 out. I'd like to get King down to second base here for Jones.
Colin Abbott, he's on deck.
And there he goes, and the slap.
And rounding second there, I think Todd King got tied up a bit, but we saw Jones and King and them all working on that slap. Ray and Smith Falls when they were.
That's the trend now against this caliber of pitching, when they use the speed game. A lot of guys that can really run out there, lay the bat in the ball and run it out.
Slapped it by the third baseman.
When they come around, it forces the infield to come in, the third baseman particularly, and sometimes you can slap it through the hole.
So the national team threatening here.
Got some power up here at the plate with Colin Abbott.
Had a single his last trip to the plate.
Can't give this guy anything good. He's got a very quick bat. They got away with one there.
Yeah, we've been waiting for this guy to play long ball, right? He's the power. No, I shouldn't say the power. Lots of power on this national team.
That's right.
Crawford can lose.
There he goes again. Great
what
play.
A play.
Great play by Weber.
Awesome play. He made up for that error in a hurry. George Weber, or Greg Weber, sorry, dove for that ball. Picked it up, touched second base. I know, talking with Jack Fireman, he's pretty high on these two youngsters, and that certainly won't hurt Greg Weber's reputation there.
That's right. Great play there to get...
One Toronto error and 2 runners left on base. After 3 innings of play, Team Canada 0. Toronto 0.
And some more of the fans here who we appreciate attending this tournament. I'm sure Neil Fennell does.
Yes, a lot of money to be raised for charity here.
Still scoreless after 3. Big play by the shortstop.
Ladies and gentlemen, there are still prizes available.
Coming to the plate, we're back up to the top now as the Gators come. Terry Chalice struck out his first trip to the plate. Terry playing left field. He can slap it.
Leading off for Toronto in the top of the 4th inning is the left fielder.
Darren Zack still on the mound.
Terry Chalice.
As Chalice steps to the plate, he'll be followed by Jody Eidt, another one of those junior players with the Gators this weekend. Here's the pitch. Off speed. Didn't get the call on that one.
Almost had him go after it.
Darren's off-speed stuff working well, as usual. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss.
Brings some high heat that time.
Took a cut at that one. Darren throws hard enough, but with that slow off-speed stuff, it just
makes his
doubles the speed.
Rise ball look even faster.
Craig Crawford doing the catching for the national team in this one. Hot spot back there. That ball fouled back behind us. Still got a home plate cameraman, I guess, so not a problem there. Have to with that shot there. Either that the camera's on and the cameraman's gone. Big Darren Zack on the mound. Terry Chalice, the batter. Leadoff batter for the Gators. Here's the pitch.
Off speed.
Strike
Got
call.
him looking. Had him backing out of there.
And that's another Gator that's glad that Zack's throwing for
Now
him.
batting with 1 out, the second baseman.
Jody Eidt comes to the plate now. He struck out the last trip, too. First 3 batters in the Gator lineup went down to the K. And here's the pitch. Strike
That
call.
outside corner there again.
Zack on the mound. Takes a look for the signal from Craig Crawford. And the pitch. Off speed low.
Got away on him that time. Down in the dirt.
Another great fast pitch shootout here in Perth. I think the weather most likely hurt the crowds a bit, Ray, but some great ball played here this week.
Yesterday particularly, and a lot of people possibly hesitated today until they saw what the weather was going to do.
Hard
Ground
shot.
ball to Hoffman at first.
3 unassisted as Hoffman took that
Now
one.
batting with 2 out, the third baseman, number 93.
2 down.
Ron White.
Ron White. Another K-man last trip to the plate. Ron White, the third baseman. Ball gets away down in the bullpen on the left side. There we see Martin warming up. Swing and a miss.
Got him with an off speed again.
White looks down for the signal. White ready for the pitch from Zack. Here it comes.
Off speed again.
Crawford almost had that.
Right. He tried to bunt him that time and got out of the box a little too fast there. Felled it
Might
off.
not have been over his head, though. Two out here. Bottom of the third. Here's the pitch. That one's deposited in center field. That's gone a long way. To the fence. Kept in the ballpark.
Solid shot there by White. Hit a rise ball.
Double for Ron White. And I think that Dudley ball kept it in the park, Rick.
Well, he hit that hard. Got one up in the power zone there. Zack may take a little off of that one.
11, Rob Gray.
Runner at second. Gray comes to the plate. Grounded it to the shortstop last time.
And this guy can give it a ride if Darren makes a mistake out there.
And he loves to go after it. Two down. The batter, Rob Gray. Swing and a miss. Off speed again. He'll off speed you to death. Gray steps to the plate. He'll be followed by Bob Green, first baseman for the Gators. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss.
And he put some heat on that one, outside corner, breaking away.
It's quite a guessing game when you step to the plate and face Darren Zack.
Yes, he's got such good control of all his pitches, and he can throw the off speed at any time.
Rob Gray, the batter. Darren and Craig Crawford will have a conference here. bottom of 3. Still no score. Got a good one going here. Gators versus the Canadian national team. Zack looks in for the signal. Playing some games here. Gray returns. Swing and a miss.
Off speeds him again.
Certainly got that off speed going. And just wonder if that'll be the last inning for Darren. They kept Pieckn again, though, the last contest until late in the game. I think maybe, Ray, if they're in the groove and they're feeling comfortable on that slab, maybe they'll leave them there.
They might. They'd like to look at people, but they like to win also.
And they have to get their pitchers accustomed to that slab. Towing it, that is. And it's got to be quite an adjustment for Darren, because you know Darren's delivery, he's sitting there at home plate when he lets go of the ball.
Well, most of them nowadays are using the 1 foot on rule, because that's allowed in OASA, CASA, ISC. It's the ISF World Championship, where they have to go back to the old rule of 2 feet in contact with the slab when they start.
Well, you think they'd go universal, but I guess it's just like boxing. You got so many different organizations making the decisions.
It would help the pitchers.
Leading off for Team Canada in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Jeff Herford.
Number 30, Jeff Herford.
Herford grounded out to shortstop last trip. He'll be followed by Terry Weeb, the third baseman. Shot from the center field camera there. As Chuck Hendricks gets ready, and Crawford moving along pretty good here.
Yes, he's pitched an excellent game up to this point.
They're low one outside. Crawford the batter. Crawford the pitcher. Back up the middle. Crawford to first for the out.
Right in the glove.
Mark Crawford takes that one off of Mike Crawford.
Jeff, that was Jeff Herford, I believe.
Jeff Herford, okay. There was a Ford in there somewhere. I knew it was a Ford. Couldn't have been a GM. Would have got there. One to 3 for the out. That's foul back by Terry Weeb.
Terry Weeb struck out the first time up.
On deck, we have Dave Petkow. Terry Weeb has led off most of the tournament to this point.
I think you might see a little more.
The top of 4 here.
A few more bunt attempts here as the national team tries to get something going, utilize their speed.
Here's the pitch. A rise ball. A good shot. Terry Weeb. Crawford gets him swinging.
He gets him to chase one. Down in the dirt.
Now batting with 2 outs, the designated player, number 6, Dave Petkow.
The DP, Dave Petkow, grounded out to shortstop last trip. Craig Crawford will follow him, and I'll finally get to talk about Crawford and Crawford Incorporated. Here's the pitch inside. Like Petkow was thinking bunt there. Maybe drag. Get out of that box pretty quick, Ray.
Yes, they have a lot of guys that like to get a running start here from the left side. Slap it or drag bunt it.
Here comes the pitch. Strike.
You couldn't have got one much better there. Right down the pipe.
Got him on that one. Petkow steps back in.
Crawford has been painting the corners pretty well today.
Yeah, he's having a good outing.
That one rise ball
could be in there. Good
Jody
job by
Eidt.
Eidt. Jody Eidt goes after that one.
Covering a lot of ground out there.
Team Canada in the bottom of the fourth inning, and no runs and no hits.
So after 4, no score. Bob
Crawford
Green
has
out.
7 strikeouts against the national team, so he's looking very good out there today.
Having a good one. Okay, we're going to take a short break as they make some draws here. Don't go away. Lots more of Fast Pitch Shootout here for the national team versus the Gators. And the trees are in the breeze, Ray, as we're back here. Conlon Farm. Not like it's not hot enough, Ray, but Neil's giving out jackets.
Yes, they won't need that jacket.
I hope they're air-conditioned units. National jacket. Comes the happy winner. Looks pretty nice.
Jacket is the Softball Australia team jacket, and the winner is
Australian jacket being given out now as a draw. You got me. Sure. While you're scrapping, could we get something to drink, like a Coors Light? Well, now we've cooled down after all the jacket draws. We're back to playing fastball. First pitch to Bob Green, strike called.
Steve Price now in the game.
Pitching change, a local lad too, Ray.
From a little town of Verona outside Kingston, where Steve grew up and learned to play fastball. And he's played many places in North America since.
I believe he's in the West now. Maybe he deposit that one up the middle.
Solid single by Green.
You can really hear those balls, though, right? They're a punky sound, eh? When you Green just put that one right there like he wanted to run it and drop it. Well placed. Weber comes to the plate. He made a heck of a defensive play there.
That's right. See if they're going to bunt and run here.
His uniform tells you he made a heck of a play, too. The belly whacker to get the out at second. Here's the pitch. Strike called. He'll be followed by Ted Cochessa, designated player. Greg Weber, the shortstop. Howdy Ted Jr. shortstop. It wouldn't surprise me if we saw him in the Gator lineup in the not too distant future. I know Jack Fireman thinks a lot of him.
Well, he's a great young ball player. I'm not sure what his age is, whether he's got another year or two left in junior, or this may be his final year. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we got Bob Green on it first, and Greg Weber at the dish. Here's the pitch. High and outside. Tried to pull a fake on that one.
Crawford was trying to
Didn't work.
Deke Green here.
He's taking quite a rubbing over that one. They didn't just fall off a hay wagon. Nothing wrong with falling off a hay wagon other than that it hurts. Like hell. Here's the pitch, Price. It might be a priceless pitch. It was outside.
Missed on the outside corner here.
About a 6-incher.
Gators may get something going here this inning.
What would the national team be without a Price? You would not have a priceless national team. When Crawford felt that one.
Foul bunt off the ankle.
Weber battling up there. Weber went down to the K last trip. Price we've seen toil with the Kemple Thunder when they were working out of Kemple. Here's the pitch. Attempted bunt.
Off-speed pitch, down low. Out on the attempt there. Goes as a K, I guess.
And it's not unfamiliar to see them try to bunt on the third strike neither at this caliber. Surprise tactic. Ted Kuchesa now. Grounded out to shortstop his last trip to the dish. Here's the pitch.
And he chases the rise ball.
Kuchesa will be followed by catcher Chuck Hendricks. Yet to put anybody across the dish yet in this contest. They get the big goose eggs across the line. Here's the pitch. High outside. Price goes for a little bit of a walk. Price a lefty. That means he throws with his left hand. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss.
Off speed again.
Kuchesa goes for a walk. Ted steps in now to face Steve Price. Darren Zack started the contest. Now Price on in relief. Terry Bader trying to give all of them some innings. Oh, and that ball gets away at first. He'll be there as Abbott gets it in.
Yes, rare miscue there by the national team. Tried to pick him off at first and threw it into right field.
So we'll have to give an E to Crawford on that one.
Number 3, Hendricks.
E2. Crawford goes out. Most likely to apologize on that one. Stepping in, Chuck Hendricks. Here's the pitch to Hendricks. Strike called on the corner.
Painting the corners out there.
Here's the pitch now from Price. Keeps it low. Crawford might have been playing a little possum there too. It hit the glove pretty strong.
Yes, these catchers sometimes like to play games there and decoy the runner.
The catcher at the plate, Chuck Hendricks, the batter. Chuck of that. Swing and a miss.
Chase the rise ball.
Bob Green down second. I don't think he's much of a danger to steal.
No, he's not one of the faster players on the Gators. It'll take a solid single here to score him.
Price gets the signal now from Crawford. Craig Crawford, that is. And the pitch. Tried to paint that corner. A runner at second in scoring position. Price gets the signal now. Good shot at Hendricks. And the pitch. Ooh, close.
Off speed.
I think Steve wanted that one. Full count. 32. The count. Count in the favor of the batter, I think, here. Ooh.
And
Chuck Hendricks thought he was down at first, but not.
Outside corner.
For Toronto in the top of the fifth inning, and no runs on one hit. One Team Canada error, one runner left on base.
Craig Crawford will start it off for the Nats in the bottom of the fifth.
Ladies and gentlemen, the final Coldwell
50-50 draw, the last one of the day.
Tournament is now being made in the infield area.
Change in pitching, Ray.
Todd Martin.
Martin can bring it, Ray. He's,
Yes, he can.
pitching in
He's
Tampa this year.
looking good. He was at the Canadian Development Camp last year in Smith Falls there, one of the pitchers that they're looking at for future membership on the national team.
Crawford did a good job.
Yes, that's the best pitching I've seen Mike Crawford do in the last 3 or 4 years.
Some of the crowd here at the Conlon Farm.
2803. 347-2803. You have the lucky ticket. Report to the first aid
Martin
tent.
getting in his warm-up pitches.
Prize of $300.
Nobody needs to warm up at all. We see Todd Martin on the mound.
Ladies and gentlemen, over the weekend, the
Todd Martin now pitching in Tampa, Florida.
$2,702 for Big Brothers and Big Sisters.
Good look at
in
Martin
our
there.
county. We would like to thank the Coldwell Banker ticket sellers, and they would like to thank you for your support.
Well, Ray, I think the 50-50
Ladies and gentlemen, now pitching for Toronto.
fundraising portion going to the Big Brothers. A well-deserved donation, I guess, for an organization that does a lot for kids in the area.
That's right. The tournament has brought a lot of money to charity in the area here, as the national team bunts their way on the base here.
Debbie Rogers and the crew have done a bang-up job this weekend, putting cars in parking spots and not in ditches. There's not a lot of ditches here to put them in, I guess. Hats off to you, gang. Did a good job. Always got me parked in time. That's all that matters to me. Coming to the plate. Shouldn't talk like that. Very selfish. Hoffman.
Craig Crawford, good bunt there. Beat it out. Very fast for a catcher.
First pitch of ball. Martin can bring it. Martin gets a signal. Chuck Hendricks still handling the catching. And another little game. Cat and mouse here as the batter Dave Hoffman steps out and makes Martin think a bit about it.
They might be looking for a bunt here. Hoffman is more of a power hitter, but they have to be able to get the bunt down.
Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss.
Big
Brought
cut.
that one.
Chased a rise ball.
Power against power there. Ken Kibble on deck. And Craig Crawford at first base. Scoreless tie here in the final game of the Perth Fast Pitch Shootout. Tries to bunt that one.
And he attempted bunt on a bad pitch down in the dirt.
Hoffman returns. Went down to the K the first trip to the plate. The way Crawford threw, though, a lot of them went down to the strikeout. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss.
Off
He's
speed
stealing.
again.
Safe. He's under the tag.
Crawford steals second.
And as you were saying, Ray, it's different to see a catcher with wheels like that.
Well, he's a young catcher. Give him a few more years, and he may not be stealing bases like that.
Whitley replaced the knees with hinges, and then that'd be different.
Well, we've got some contact hitters coming up here now, like the slap and run as well. This is the speed part of the game.
Ken Kibble.
And this is where the Team Canada has to execute. Have to get ready to be able to do this against the top teams like the USA and New Zealand.
I think they've ripped out the base at second. Some repairs. Not very sociable, Andrew. How about a wave for the people at home? You're at home most likely now. Andrew Livingston on the camera. Look at Kibble on deck. Some of the dogs in the crowd today. Everybody comes out to watch Fastball here in Perth, right?
Yes, we've got a good crowd out here enjoying world-class fastball in the heat.
Some repairs here. Groundskeeper's doing an excellent job of this diamond, Ray, all weekend.
Yes, they keep it in great shape. Despite the rains yesterday, the diamond is in excellent condition today.
It's a round of applause as she leaves the diamond. Kibble at the left. Kibble at the bat, sorry. And at second base, we've got Craig Crawford. Contest scoreless. Single will put the Nats in control. Pitch a little low. In the on-deck circle, we're back to the top with Todd King. Todd Martin holds the slap. And the pitch. There's a run scoring.
This will be a play at home.
There's a play at home. Comes through. National team takes the lead.
Well executed. Single. And a lot of speed out there. Pretty hard to throw him out. Throw was up the line a little bit, but it would have taken a perfect throw to get Crawford.
Kibble, one of the youngsters on this team, Ray, and Jack Fireman saying he believes that Kibble's an alternate. They can only register 17 players, I think, and he's number 18. But it's hard to say. That hit might help.
That might make a difference. He drilled that one into right field there when they needed it.
Big stroke by Kibble. Up to the top now. Todd King.
And we've got another contact hitter out here who can run. Followed by Jones. This is the speedy part of the order now.
King hit one at Weber last trip. Weber made maybe his first error of the tournament on that one. Struck out his first trip. Tried to slap that one. No contact. Chris Jones on deck. The national team has taken a 1-0 lead. And that was the score, Ray. The first game these two teams went at it. Only the other way around. Ooh, that hurt. Todd King clears the cleats. Coach calls him over.
Coach Bader here, a little conference with King, explaining exactly what he wants him to do.
Might have been the self-control there a bit too, Bader might have told him. Yeah, he's far more dainty with the cleat clearing this time. King steps in, the runner at second. Here's the pitch. Slaps one down the first base line. That's foul. And he'll get another crack at it. Kibble down at second. Kibble has knocked in the only run of the contest at this point. There's Craig Crawford, the wheels across the dish. catcher with wheels.
A lot of wheels on this national team, and
Make you throw the ball.
that's the way they like to play. Put the pressure on the defense. Very aggressive on the bases. Just missed with that one.
King returns to face Todd Martin, who come in relief of Mark Crawford, who had a good outing. And popped out down the third base side.
Now batting with 2 outs, the shortstop, number 27, Chris Jones.
From our vantage point, couldn't pick up on that one too well, Ray, but
Yes, it looks like
is an out.
the catch was made there.
Last trip to the plate, Jones slapped one over the third baseman's head for a single. Had to do some damage here.
Well, they could be looking for something similar here again. They'd like to score another run.
Well, Kibble's got the wheels down there too at second
Out
to
of speed,
score on a slap.
And he'll be going with the pitch here every time. 2 out.
There's the pitch. Strike call. We're in the bottom of 5 here, and the national team has taken a 1-0 lead. Final contest in this year's Perth Fast Pitch Shootout, and once again, some excellent ball played here at Common Farm. Weather didn't cooperate a lot, but we got a beautiful day for the ending.
And Martin caught the outside corner with that one.
There's the pitch. Hard shot. At the first baseman. Bob Green grabs that one for the out.
Unassisted out here by Green at first base. A 1-0 ball game.
For Team Canada in the bottom of the 15. 1 run on 2 hits. No Toronto errors.
So Roddy Weatherall will come to the plate for the Gators to try to get that run back. Weatherall hitting 9th in the order, and then we're right back up to the top. Chalice and Eidt.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the final 50-50 draw in the amount of $300 is Janet Stewart from the John.
Well, a healthy 50-50, Ray. $300.
Right.
And
Indication that
Shadow
there's
once
a
again.
pretty good crowd here.
Only the Shadow knows who that is. That's a stale line. I guess I used it once before. And Steve Price back on the slab. Umpiring crew for this contest: George Finley behind the plate, Sean Williams at first, and Teddy Metcalf on third base. Price getting his warm-up pitches. Getting near the end of the weekend, top of 6, 2 more innings. But Ray, an exhibition tournament, basically all games exhibition. Not the exciting conclusion we're used to at the shootout, but some good fastball.
No big money on the line, but still a lot of pride out there with the national team involved. These teams would like to beat them because you can say you've beaten the best. Canada being defending world champions.
And we got another draw coming up here. It's looks like for a blanket.
Yes, we
Certainly
certainly
could use
need
one of
that
them.
along with the jacket.
Well, while they take time out for a draw, we'll take a short break. Be back with innings 6 and 7. Don't go away. Okay, stepping to the plate now, Rob Weatherall. Popped out to the third baseman his last trip. Following Weatherall, we'll go right back to the top of the order with Terry Chalice, left fielder. Trainer's busy this contest, Ray, going back and forth from the Gators and the national team. Same gentleman handling both jobs.
Bob Beard works both for the Gators and the national team.
And last year, the development team does a lot of work for Fastball. Pretty important, too, with this national team getting ready to go to the Worlds.
Yes, a lot of little nagging injuries and things like that he looks after, as well as equipment.
Here comes the pitch. Nice bunt. And he got him.
Good defensive play there.
Good job by Craig Crawford. Out of the blocks in a hurry there. Two to three for the out, as Craig Crawford showed his wheels again.
Yes, very quick in there.
Up to the top now as Chalice steps in. One out here, top of 6. Terry Chalice steps to the plate. Steve Price is delivering. Foul back. Keeping it down, that's causing a lot of that pounding into the ground, right?
Yes, most of these pitchers like to do that. Got good defense behind them, so they're not afraid to let them hit it on the ground.
Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss.
Off speed.
Got him going after that one. George Finley doing some housekeeping. I think Electrolux will come out with something that's better than the
Yes, one of these years the umpires are going to have a little vacuum there.
I've seen a few umpires that I thought had a vacuum. Here's the pitch. Strike called.
And he gets him looking.
Well, that's the hood. That's the hood for Chalice. 3 Ks.
Now batting with 2 outs, the second baseman, number 8.
2 down as Jody Eidt steps to the plate. Grounded it to first his last trip down to the K. His first trip to the plate, of course, Mr. Zack had a lot of Ks early. Jody Eidt. Here's the pitch. He's got away on him.
High and outside.
Eidt steps out. And Eidt, almost look and see him next weekend, Ray.
Yes, the junior eliminations are on next weekend.
Quite a trip. We're heading to Mitchell. St. Paul's juvenile Redmen competing in the junior eliminations. Boys have had a good year to this point, but the competition will be stiff, Ray.
Very tough. Best teams in Ontario will be there.
And once again, Jody Eidt backs out. Price gets the signal and the pitch. Strike call. Cooled me down for a while, that snow, Ray, on the TV there.
Yes, there's not much snow around Conlon Park, that's for sure.
Not even snow cones. Strike call. Here goes the pitch. first baseline.
Okay, Price is just missed on the outside corner here. And Eidt goes to first base.
The third baseman, number 93, Ron White.
White up here at the plate now. Jody Eidt on first, base on balls.
Here's the pitch from Price.
Misses on the outside corner.
There they are. At the plate now, 93, Ron White. Had a double last trip, hit one right to the fence in center field, and struck out his first trip. Price now gets a signal from Craig Crawford, who's had a good contest. And he forced at second for the out. And no runs in the sixth, top of the sixth, that is, for the Gators. And, well, Ray, looks like the possibility of a carbon copy only in reverse of the first contest between these two teams.
That's right. Close game.
Well, the bleachers in the outfield kind of unfiling. She's been a hot one.
Very hot here this week.
Hopefully you're watching this in an air-conditioned home. Some of the fans here, still here at Conlon Farm. Going into the bottom of the sixth inning here with, on the mound, Todd Martin. National team up by one, scored one last inning. Colin Abbott steps to the plate. We've yet to see him play long ball, right?
Yes, he usually gets one out of the park in the tournament. At least one. Tremendous hitter. Colin Abbott's from Newfoundland, been playing in Green Bay the last couple of seasons.
Well, unless the national team does more offensive damage here, the visiting team, the Gators, will only have one more kick at it in the top of the seventh. Bottom of sixth started off here by Colin Abbott. Jeff Herford on deck. Abbott steps to the plate. Here's the pitch. Todd Martin on the slab. Good shot of big Colin Abbott, the right fielder.
And he chases a pitch down in the dirt.
It's Colin playing defense this contest. Been the DP most of the tournament this weekend. There for the stick. He can pound it. He's an orbital hitter. Swing and a miss.
Likes those high ones. He just got underneath that one.
Didn't miss that one by much, Ray. That could have been an orbital.
Yes, if he made contact. Might have been in the dunk tank out there.
Martin gets the signal. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss.
Good piece of pitching here. Kept it down on the big guy.
We've seen some good pitching in this contest. Jeff Herford comes to the plate. He's grounded out both times at the dish. Grounded out to shortstop the first time and back to the pitcher the second time. This is his third trip to the plate. Herford will be followed by Terry Weeb. Jeff Herford, the batter, center fielder. Here's the pitch.
Off-speed pitch. Gets him looking.
Good look at Herford, the batter. pitch from Martin. Strike called. Painted that one. Martin goes for a walk. Walk certainly isn't going to cool you down out there.
No, not today.
It's high and outside. Comes the pitch. Foul down the first base side. That's out of play. A shot at the tense. Pretty tense here. Herford returns to the plate. Terry Weeb on deck. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss.
And he blows one by him. A rise ball outside corner.
Todd Martin doing a good job here.
Now batting with 2 outs, the third baseman, number 10, Terry.
Well, Ray, I think you mentioned it. That well-executed bunt by Craig Crawford may be the difference in this contest.
That's often is in this caliber of fastball. One run can be the difference.
Strike call.
Good change up in there for a strike.
Terry Weeb at the plate. Swing and a miss. Took a rip at that one.
There was some heat by him. Martin is really bringing it out there.
Terry's going for the hood. He's already struck out. Strucken, you're a teacher. Is that a word?
I think we'd have to look that one up in the dictionary.
Strucken out twice, and he fouls that one down the first base line.
Well, Danny Gallivan used to invent words as he went along, so
that's our freedom, eh?
We'll give you a little poetic license.
I can butcher the English language. Just ask some of my English teachers. And I'm still doing it. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss.
And he blows it by him again. 3 strikeouts. Todd Martin.
So as we often see, one mistake, or not a mistake really, a well-executed bunt. The difference, Crawford got on base with the wheels. Top of 7. Well, last chance for the Gators, Ray.
Yes, they've got to try and get somebody on here and get something going.
And on the mound, Steve Price. He'll face Jody Eidt. Or maybe Jody Eidt was the last out, I think. We'll have to wait. It's getting late. Who do you got at last there, Ray?
Ron White, I believe, hit into a force out at second base. Jody Eidt was forced out at second.
Okay.
White, I believe, was the last hitter. Rob Gray should be leading it off.
Right you are, as we see Rob Gray in the on-deck circle. Some more of the good-looking fans here at Conlon Farm. And we're doing the crowd survey here. You can tell we got young cameramen. Steve Price finishing it off here. Top of 7.
Leading off for Toronto in the top of the 7th inning, the right fielder.
Rob Gray struck out his last trip and grounded it with the shortstop. At any given time, though, Ray, if this guy gets onto one, it could be a tie contest.
He can get one out of here in a hurry if the Price makes a mistake out there.
Gray steps to the plate.
Most fans wouldn't mind seeing a few extra innings here, I'm sure.
They're right called.
Off speed, inside corner.
This is Gray thinking about that one, right? Price gets set, as does Rob Gray, the batter. Gray will be followed by the first baseman, Bob Green. Here's the Price pitch.
High and outside.
Price on the mound trying to shut down the Gator bats. Here's the pitch. Steve Price delivers. That's deposited, but Abbott with a big catch in right field.
That was a shot out there. He had to make a backhand stab on that one.
Big out. And you hear the raspberries on Abbott there. He's not known for his speed and his gracefulness.
No. He made a good grab on that one. The ball was hit hard.
Locked that one up. Bob Green now with one out. Green was got on a single his last trip to the plate. Reached second in the air to the second baseman. First trip went down to the K. Price looks in. Price the left-hander throwing for the national team. Here's the pitch. A little low.
Starts him off with a drop ball here.
Steve Price gets the signal from catcher Craig Crawford. Swing and a miss by Bob Green. He was going for the downs on that one.
Rise ball there at the knees.
Price delivers. Attempted bunt.
And he gives him the drop on the outside corner.
A little bit of a surprise tactic there, I think, because Green not known for the wheels neither. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss.
And you got him to chase that high one.
One away from finishing it. We'll bring Greg Weber to the plate. Greg's maybe going for the hood too. He struck out twice. Look at Steve Price, who's handled the closeoff duties here for the national team. Here's the pitch to the first baseman, and he'll take it by himself for the out.
3 unassisted, ends the ball game.
Well, a good pitching display, I think, by all pitchers, right? There's 4 different pitchers in this contest, but it was a pitcher's battle, 1-0 the score.
That's right. Well played ball game.
And these two teams come out tied here. Identical scores, only in reverse. The Gators beat the national team on Friday evening 1-0. And this afternoon, to close the tournament out, the national team beat the Gators 1-0. Customary handshake at the conclusion of the contest. Final score, not quite final yet. We'll get the final score. That was the one just before the final. We're up to any time now. The national team should beat the Gators here. 1-0 the score. We see them shaking hands. There we go. You saw it here on Shot 10. 1-0 the score as the national team wins the final game of the shootout. Ray, I want to thank you for helping out here on the telecast. We saw some great ball this weekend. And thanks to the crew at Shot 10. Done a great job in this heat. It was a hot afternoon for us all. And she's done. Thanks again. Another good job done, Neil. Good crowd shot. Good night.